I am going to show you how to build an unbelievably fun 3D first-person shooting game using Grok 3 and Claude Sonnet 3.7. I'm then going to show you how to put it online so all your friends can play it really, really easily. This is going to be a lot of fun. You don't need any programming experience at all. If you lock in right now and you stick along with me, by the end of this video, you'll have your own first-person shooter game, even if you've never built one before. And you can show it off to all your friends and your parents and all think you're a genius. Let's get into it. So we're going to start off in Grok 3. I'm specifically using two tools today, Grok 3 Deep Search and Claude Sonnet 3.7. I personally believe Grok Deep Search is the best planning and design AI I've ever used in my entire life. It is absolutely incredible for making plans, making designs, putting documents together, and thinking for you. And then we're going to use Claude 3.7, which I think is the best coding model to take that design and plan and then turn it into an actual app for us really, really quickly. I think this workflow is incredibly powerful. If you use it too, I think you can build really, really compelling products. So we're going to start off in Grok 3 Deep Search. And the way this works is Deep Search has access to the entire internet and all live data. And so what it's going to do is spend time doing research and designing the first-person shooter for us. So we're going to use this prompt. Design for me a simple but fun and polished 3D first-person shooter using 3.js. For those who don't know, 3.js is a really simple and easy to use framework for JavaScript that allows you to build 3D games. Create the outline for me on how it will work and all the features. Make it browser-based and really fun and viral-worthy. So pretty simple prompt. We're going to hit enter on this for Grok 3 and make sure you have Deep Search selected. And now what Grok 3 is going to do is going to go out and actually scour the internet, check out other first-person shooters, check out to see how 3.js works, and actually design the game for us so that we can then take it, give it to Claude Sonnet so they can build the game for us as well. But what you can see here, exactly what it's doing, it's thinking, it's planning the game design, it's designing the game mechanics, expanding the features, enhancing the user interface, and it's basically going out there. You can really see this is awesome. It's searching the web, it's looking at YouTube tutorials, it's looking at Stack Overflow to see how other games work, to see what works well. It's looking through 3.js documentation to see how the graphics work and how games are built using 3.js. There's no other AI model out there right now available on a free plan that allows you to use this type of powerful technology. I've been playing around with ChatGPT and their $200 plan to use their deep search. And I'll tell you, it is good, but it is really slow. This works unbelievably fast and has full access to the most up-to-the-date information. So what you can see here is it has an entire design document built for us. So it's a simple, fun, and polished 3D first-person shooter. The game's called Cyber Blitz with a futuristic neon-lit cityscape. It's going to have a survival mode, power-ups, and upgrades. And we're going to keep it simple with potential for future multiplayer editions. I like that. And then you can see this. Look at this. Concept and setting. It has the setting. It has the concept, the gameplay mechanics, features for fun and virality. I love this. Let's take this and let's put it in Claude Sonnet so we can actually start building the code. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to take this plan. I'm going to highlight it. And I'm going to copy it. And now let's go into Claude and put this design in. So Claude 3.7 Sonnet just released, and let me tell you, it's amazing. What it can do with one-shot coding is unbelievable. And so we're going to take the most complex, well-built designs and documents an AI can build and put it into Claude Sonnet, which is going to make the best code we can build. So paste this in. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this prompt. I just pasted in a design for a 3D first-person shooter using 3.js. Please take this initial plan and write the code for it in a single game file. Make it simple and fun to play using the design. And then I pasted in the design from Grok, which we got in like 10 seconds, which is unbelievable. And we hit send. And Claude Sonnet 3.7, which again, mind-blowing stuff. And you'll see this in a second. Is not only going to build the game, but we'll actually be able to test it out and demo it in the browser. And then what we'll do after we do this is take the code, put it into Cursor, customize this a little bit, and then put it live on the internet so any of our friends can play it as well. So the code's being generated over here on the right, being generated really, really quick, hundreds of lines of code, which is unbelievable. Up to this point, I haven't written a single line of code myself, which is amazing. I don't have to do any code writing. You don't need programming skills anymore to build really, really cool and compelling apps and games. So we're going to see what this pops out in a second. Okay, looks like the code is completed. Generated a lot of code here, which is awesome. Let's look at the preview in Claude Sonnet, which is really cool. If you click preview with any of your code, you can actually see the code running in your browser. Let's see what we got here. Cyber Blitz. I like the font. I like the colors. It built a vibe here. Year 2085, rogue AI robots have overrun the city. It even built a narrative for us. I love that. WASD to move, mouse to aim. I mean, listen, if you're a first-person shooter veteran, you know WASD to move. Shout out Counter-Strike 1.5 fans. Mouse to aim, left click to shoot, R to reload, space to jump. I like it. Let's get into it. Here we go. Okay. I can move around. I can shoot. I like the kind of pink and blue vibes. I can't look around. I'm thinking the reason for this is there are browser restrictions for a lot of these sites where it can't pick up the movement of your mouse. So let's do this. Let's take this code now. Let's put it into Cursor. Let's run it from Cursor, and let's see what it's like from there. So we have the code. Let's take this. And for those who don't know, Cursor, the best AI development environment out there right now, completely free. There's a free plan. Make sure to download that, cursor.com, install that. We can paste this into Cursor right now, run this and see what it's like. What we're going to do is we're going to paste this in, run it, and then we're going to make it cooler. We're going to add some features and functionality. I'll show you how to do that without writing any code at all. And then again, right after that, we will put it live on the internet so your friends can play that. As I do that, though, if you've learned anything so far, hit like down below. Let me know in the replies what you want me to build next, and then hit that subscribe button to support. I really appreciate it. I'm in Cursor now. When you go into Cursor, make sure you open up a new project, create a new file called index.html. So you just right-click, new file, index.html, and then you can paste in your code. I hit save, so Command-S on Mac. Now let's get this popping. Let's open it up. So I opened the project I did. Here is the file. I'm going to double click. Boom. Here we go. All right, let me make this a good size. Here we go. Let's test it out now. Start game. Yep, I can move around. Oh, wow. Look at I love the colors and the vibe of like the blocks. Let's shoot here. Oh, wow, that's sick. Okay, so as you can see, let me do this. We have ammo in the bottom right. Off screen, let me resize this so you can see the waves here. There we go. There's the waves. You can see the score, the waves. All right, let's play this again. I guess you die when they run into you. So you can shoot the enemies. I like the environment. The environment's kind of a vibe. It has that kind of Cyber Blitz vibe to it. Kind of Drive, Ryan Gosling. If you haven't seen that movie, check it out. My favorite movie of all time. Neon vibe to it. I like it. Okay, so let's add some features. Let's add some features and functionality. That was a one-shot prompt. A one-shot prompt with Sonnet. One-shot prompt with Grok 3 to get the design. One-shot prompt with Sonnet to get that game you just saw here. So let's go back into Cursor. I'll show you how to use Cursor to add some cool features and functionality. Then we'll make this live on the internet. So I'm back into Cursor. What we're going to do is we're going to open up Composer. Composer is the AI agent that's going to build code for us. So let's give it some instructions. I think first what we want to do is we want to put some power-ups. Let's do this. Let's put some power-ups around the map that we can pick up that gives us powers like shooting faster or shotgun or things like that. All right, so here's the prompt I'm going to use with the AI agent to improve the game. The code right now is a first-person shooter game. What I want to do is add power-ups I can pick up that give me superpowers, like being able to shoot really fast automatically, or things like shotgun blast. So I'm talking to it like it's just like a human being, right? Like it's my own developer, human being. Hey, help me build this. I hit enter, and this is where the power of Cursor is going to come in. And make sure you choose the Claude 3.7 Sonnet Model 2 as well. I'll help you add power-ups to your first-person shooter game. Let's explore the code base to understand its structure and how we can implement power-ups effectively. So it's really cool. Claude's going in. It's looking at all the code. It's researching for us. It's seeing how it works. It's learning the app like that. And now it has a full understanding of the game, which is sick. It's a first-person shooter with enemies that spawn in waves, a health and ammo system, and a scoring mechanism. So it just knows how the app works instantly. All the 630 lines of code, it read like that. A human being, it would take a day for them to do that. So here's my plan. Let's create different types of power-ups. Let's add visual representations for power-ups in the game, implement collision detection for picking up the power-ups, add power-up effects and duration logic, and then update the HUD to show the active power-ups. It's going to do all those things in one shot. That's pretty amazing here. All right, so let's see what it's doing now. Let's implement these changes. Okay, so it's adding power-ups to the code. You know, even if you don't know how to code or anything like that, I always still recommend going through and actually looking to see the changes it's making so you can learn along the way how it works, which will only make you a better kind of code composer, right? So now let's update the instructions in the start screen. Okay, so it's adding instructions in the start screen. Let's add a dedicated power-up display to the HUD. That's cool. All right. Let's add visual effects for the shield power-ups. All right, so there's 3 types of power-ups it added. It added rapid fire, a shotgun, and a shield. It added the power-up mechanics and the visual enhancements. All right, let's test this out. I hit accept. I hit save. Let's pop this open again. Boom. Double click. All right, we're in. Okay, so now it describes the new power-ups in the menu. I like that a lot. It's a nice touch. All right, okay, so there's green. Let's see. Let's pick this up. I pick up the... Okay, it's auto-firing. It's auto-rapid firing, which is sick. Okay. Okay, so all right, so look at that. That's a pretty powerful power-up. And it reloads. Okay, so it has to reload. So it auto-fires and then has to take some time to reload. And now, okay, now the power-up's done. Now let's go over here. Let's see. We just picked up the green one. Is there any other power-ups we can... Is there any other power-ups here we can pick up? Okay, we got the shield. I just picked up the shield. So let's see. Am I going to die? No, I'm not losing any health. My health is still at 100, even though... Okay, so the shield power-up works. That's sick, right? So we added the power-ups. Let's make one more change here before we put this live on the internet. Let's add different types of enemies. So I want different types of enemies. Let's go back in and have Claude do that and see what they come up with. So I'm going to exit this. We're back in here. Okay, that worked great. Let's now add different types of enemies. I want really scary looking enemies. All right, let's see how... This is a test to see how creative Claude Sonnet 3.7 can get. Can it make us really spooky looking enemies? Let's see how creative you can get when I give it like its own kind of open-ended types of questions here. So I'll help you add different types of scary-looking enemies to your game. Let's enhance the enemy variety with unique appearances, behaviors, and abilities. Okay, so it's getting creative, right? It's going to add different behaviors and abilities to the enemies as well, which is sick. Let's first examine the current enemy creation code and then implement new enemy types. All right, so it's generating the code for boss enemies. That's really sick. So it's going to have boss enemies. They're going to move specific ways. They're going to look different. How much code do we have up to this point? Wow, we have up to this point 1,200 lines of code is written for us in what, like 3 prompts? And it's really well working code. It looks amazing, right? Let's add one more enemy type to make the game even more interesting. A floating ghost-like enemy that can move through obstacles. I mean, this is getting pretty creative, is it not? That's pretty amazing. I didn't say build ghosts, build boss. I just said, hey, make me spooky looking enemies. And now it's making bosses and ghosts, and they all look different and all look cool. That's pretty amazing. One final touch, a special death animation for each enemy type to make their destruction more satisfying. Sonnet 3.5 never did that. So I just told it to make spooky enemies. It's like, okay, on top of that, I'm going to give them death animations as well, which is like, it just shows you kind of the creative thinking you can do now, which is amazing. These additions made the game much more visually interesting and challenging. All right, let's accept it. Let's test this out. I'm hitting save. How much line of code do we have now? Almost 1,500. That's mind-blowing. All right, let's pop this open. Double click. Cyber Blitz. Okay, so now what do we got now? We got pink robots, which are standard units that are weak. Purple spider bots, which have multiple eyes and appear in wave 3. Okay, so we got to get to the higher waves to see what these look like. Special drones, let's go. All right, so we're back in it. Let's see here. All right, we got the standard purple guys. That's good. That's good. Let's kill them. I think a lot is... Ooh, the yellow. Is the yellow the shotgun? Let's see what this does. Oh, we got ghosts. And it's a shotgun. Okay. The shotgun is reloading. Okay, we got to be careful with the shotgun. We don't get as much blast with it. The ghosts look... I think the ghost looked pretty good. Oh, what the hell is this? Is this like a friggin' Squidward jellyfish? All right, let's kill the Squidward jellyfish. Oh, the Squidward jellyfishes are... maybe they take multiple hits. Oh, wow. This is... and that's like a cool... Like, I like the 3D, like... texture of it. There's like reflections on it. Wow. And you can see like the pink guys reflecting off of it too. I mean, is this Call of Duty Black Ops 6? Maybe not quite just yet, but It's getting pretty good. It's getting up there. I like this a lot. Okay, so we got the shield active, we got the power-ups, we got the enemies. Let's do this. Let's put the game online. Let's put the game online. I think we're in a good spot now. Let's put the game online. We're going to put the game onto GitHub. So first, we're going to put our code onto GitHub. For those who don't know, GitHub is basically the only code repository you need to use on the internet. It hosts your code, and it has a really cool functionality called GitHub Pages, which allows you to put the code live so anyone can go into it and play the game. Okay, so what we're going to do to get this on GitHub is I put in the prompt, I want to host this code on GitHub and put it live on GitHub Pages. Can you help me do this? Really simple. If there's anything you don't know how to do, you just tell the AI, hey, I don't know how to do this. Help me do this. And it does it for you. Okay, so we're going to put this on GitHub. We run the command. It initializes the GitHub repository for us. It creates a README, so anyone looking at the code knows how the code works, which is pretty incredible. It shows you how to play the game and all that. Creates a license for it. That's pretty cool. And now let's add the files to Git. If you've never used GitHub before, it'll give you the instructions on how to sign up and all that and get your repository created. But basically, you go to github.com, you sign up, you create, you click new repository, you name the repository. It'll show you how to do that on the screen, and then you are good to go, and it'll add the code to the repository. All right, so we have the code all set up here. It's in GitHub. You can see FPS game with all the code we built. So all we're going to need to do now to put this live on the internet is go to Settings. Then we click on Pages. Then we deploy from a branch. We choose the branch, which is going to be main. We click Save. And now it is live. It is shipping to the internet. We give this just a few seconds to go. And then in a second, it's going to have a link. We can just click and it's good to go. If you wanted to buy a domain off like GoDaddy or Google or whatever, you can do that. And then it'll help you set up the custom domain. So this is going to have like a githubpages.com/FPS URL, but it'll be live and you can share that link out. All right, we're live. Here it is. We click the link, and I'll put this down in the description so you can play this too. And then if you get a high score, let me know. Send it to me. I'd love to see it. Start game. Boom. We're live on the internet. This is live. This is live on fina.github.io/FPS game. You can go play it now. Shoot up these jellyfish and the pink guys and all that, and we're good to go. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? We built that in like 3 prompts. Just as a recap of what we did, we used Grok, right, to build the design for the game, because I think Grok's deep search is the best design tool on the planet. Then we used Claude 3.7 Sonnet to write the code. We put it into Cursor. We perfected the code in Cursor. We put it on GitHub, and now it's live on the internet. And this took all, what, 10, 15 minutes? Didn't write a single line of code. The AI did it all for us. This is amazing. If you haven't played with Grok 3 yet, if you haven't played with Claude Sonnet yet, you're missing out. When new technology drops, you need to be using it. This is how you get ahead, right? This is the arbitrage opportunity. When new tech comes out, you use the new tech immediately. You build on it. You build cool stuff. You put it out there. If you want to start making money now, maybe you sell your games. Maybe you put ads into the game. Whatever you want. If you want to put an email sign up in the game so people who play have to give you their email, you put that in your newsletter. Boom. You're building your newsletter business. You can do that. There's so many opportunities right now to take advantage of. You just got to go out there and take advantage of those opportunities. If you learned anything at all, hit the like button, leave a reply what you want me to build next, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.